Hello and welcome to another candle talk video. Today I will be reviewing some of the new Yankee Candle autumn scents that have been released in both America and the UK over the past month. I've only bought small jars and tea lights, the reason being I was reviewing some of my candle collection and realised I've got far too many. I can't be buying more large jars, so I didn't want to miss out, so I thought, well, I'll buy the small ones, burn them in smaller spaces and hopefully still get a sense of all the new fragrances available. So I'll dive straight into it. I will go for, let's go for this one, Autumn Gathering. This is a US scent, and as you can see there has been a little change in label. It's quite a controversial subject online in the in Facebook groups and places like that. I must say I'm not particularly that bothered about a label. When I buy a candle, I don't collect. I burn. I buy to burn. So the label doesn't really appeal to me. It's more the scent and the throw. Those are the main important factors of me buying a candle, not a label. And in recent years, other companies have come along and they have copied maybe themselves to look a little bit like Yankee, so I can't really blame Yankee for wanting to move away from the copycats, if you will. So back to the candle, Autumn Gathering. It's a really nice patchouli-based scent. There's a little bit of fruit going on there, a little bit of sandalwood. The typical early autumn fragrances, you get a lot of sandalwood, a lot of patchouli and fruit. So it's a good early autumn harvest scent. I would say, as the late summer's waning away to early autumn, this would be a really great candle to burn. I burnt it in the bedroom and it did fill the room. It was a really good performer, so I can imagine that a large candle will be just as good. There's quite a few, I don't know if you can make it out, quite a few drops of either oil or colour. I'm not quite sure what it is, dye. But it smells strong. It has really nice autumnal scent, a little bit masculine, but don't let that put you off. It's a warm, inviting scent. It's not pumpkin. There's none of the actual normal Yankee autumn scents there. There's no pumpkin. There's no cinnamon. There's no leaf. It's I think quite a new blend, really, patchouli and sandalwood and fruit. Really goes together. I think this could really work well as the late summer sun fades into early autumn. Definitely one to try, I think. The next one is Honey Clementine. Now, I believe this is available in both the US and the UK. Honey and Clementine don't really shout autumn to me. Both are available any time of the year. I must say, on cold sniff, it reminded me a lot of Spiced Orange, which I think is a UK scent. I'm not sure if you can get it in America. But there's definitely a spiciness to it. The honey, I'd say the honey note is there, but not very strong. It's the orange and the spice note, possibly cinnamon, that are strongest coming through. And when I burnt it, it was the same. It didn't really evolve into a sweeter scent. It was exactly what it was on cold, spicy orange. Now, orange and spices kind of do lend themselves to winter and Christmas with the whole Christingle services in church. As an autumn scent, it doesn't really excite me, and I believe Yankee online were kind of advertising this as a summer scent, so it's a bit of a mixed message there. It's part of their autumn range, but they're advertising it as a summer scent. If you like orangey scents, I think you'll like this, and I suppose it could work as a summer scent because it's fruity. Not a bad candle, just not A, what I was expecting, and B, not usually what I'd go for. But so if you like orangey smells, I think you'll really love that one. The next is Crisp Fall Night. Now, I believe this is available in the UK as well, but I think it's called Crisp Autumn Night. It's masculine, but it seems to be quite floral. I think the blend of florals, there's lavender in there, and something else, bergamot maybe. But this blend of florals has created quite a masculine scent. Once again, it's not really reminiscent of autumn for me, but it's a nice smell. It's a nice warming smell. It's akin to autumn gathering, but autumn gathering is much more patchouli based. This is more floral. It performed quite well, if I remember rightly. It's been a week or two since I've burnt them. But yeah, it filled the room. I think there's only one or two disappointments here. I'm not sure if I would buy a large candle of this, despite the label, despite the name. It just doesn't evoke autumn for me, which is such a shame. Because you hope that Crisp Fall Night would just be the ultimate autumn candle, really. Next is Autumn Bouquet. Now, I was apprehensive about buying this, to say the least. I love autumn, but I'm not too keen on florals. So Autumn Bouquet was kind of it'll either be really nice or really horrible. And when I got it on cold sniff, it was actually really lovely. It's spicy, but it's florally. It's like a really spicy potpourri. Nice autumnal blooms mixed with cinnamon, maybe a bit of clove. Oh, just yummy. The only problem is, performance-wise, it was absolutely appalling. There was no throw whatsoever. I burnt this for a good 5 to 6 hours in my bedroom, and whereas all the other candles within an hour were smelling strong, this one had no smell. Even when I hovered my nose above it when it was lit, nothing. Such a shame, because I think possibly on cold this would have been my second favourite after Autumn Gathering. But just a waste of money. If you're going to buy it in a large, I would imagine it's probably not going to be any different. I have been reading online reviews for this, and a lot of people have said that it's quite scentless. A real disappointment from Yankee. They could have been onto a winner with this. If this performed as well as it does on cold, this would have been a fantastic autumn candle. Spicy floral. You could have burnt this all the way through autumn. The florals would have lent themselves to late summer. The spices would have lent themselves to early autumn through to late autumn. Disappointing, really, really disappointing. I really wanted to love this candle, but what can you do? The next is Ebony and Oak, which I bought in tea lights. Ebony and Oak is only available in the UK and Europe, as far as I'm aware. I love woody scents. If a scent is going to remind me of autumn, it's usually going to be woody, smoky. So I was hoping for woody, and it's there, but it's very light. Considering, ebony and oak, and you've got acorns and you've got fir cones on there, I was hoping for a nice strong wood, possibly a little bit of pine, maybe a spice of some sort, but not. It's very, very, very light on cold sniff. I burn tea lights in threes, using the one of the 3 tea light holders, and I put it in a small room, and there is a scent. There is more scent from these than there is from Autumn Bouquet. It's just not a very strong, noticeable scent. It's a very light, woody smell. Once again, a little bit disappointing. I don't think I would buy this in a jar. Once again, I think it would be a waste of money. It's a shame that all these candles, which I really love, are actually performing quite poorly. The next 2 are limited editions and only available from the US. I believe there were 4 different scents released. I'm afraid I can't remember them off the top of my head. I think apple and something, I don't know. But these 2 really spoke to me, so I thought, well, I'll get these. The first one was spiced honey and oak. Once again, that whole wood note mixed in with spices. I thought, ooh, that's a winner. And that's kind of what you get. There's more spiced honey than there is oak. There's definitely vanilla in there as well. maybe they could have got away with calling it spiced honey and vanilla, because there's not much in the way of woodiness. The plus point is they do perform well. Once again, I've burnt 3 of these in a small room, and I think out of all the tea lights, these performed the best. There's definitely a spiced honey note to it. Now, these aren't specifically autumn candles. I think it's part of a wine collection that Yankee are doing. I think the whole thing is you light these candles and you drink a certain wine and you eat a certain cheese, and it's all supposed to meld and work together. I don't drink wine, can't stand it. Love cheese, but I don't know if I believe that whole smell taste thing. I like to burn my candles on their own without other things getting in the way. And just as a tea light, as a candle on its own, these are really, really nice. Lovely spiced honey. Not so much oak, but I'll forgive it for that. If you do get these and you drink it with the wine and eat it with the cheese, I'd be very interested to know what you thought. It's a weird concept for me. The last one was fig and black currant. Fig for me is a very autumnal smell. In the UK, you do find a lot of fig scented candles released in late summer, autumn time. It's a late summering fruit, as are black currants. And so just thought, yeah, a nice fruity candle. There's nothing nicer in early autumn than to burn these fruity, harvesty type candles, which make you aware and thankful of all these fruits and foods that now becoming available, which I think we take for granted sometimes. Now, I was a little bit disappointed with these. Actually, I was very disappointed with these, I won't lie. On cold smell, there's absolutely nothing. There is the slightest hint of black currant, but nothing. And indeed, when I burnt 3 of them together, still nothing. It's very worrying and very, very disappointing that a good 3 of these products carried little to no smell. It's making me wonder whether I should stick with Yankee, which is a shame, because up to now, for the most part, I've always had good luck with Yankee candles. There have literally been a couple, Crisp, Morning Air, and I think Mountain Lodge, that I've had issues with, scent-wise. So to get 3 in one package is worrying. I don't know whether they're not putting so much oil in, or whether they're just picking the wrong scent notes. I'm not sure. But I must say, as a whole, I have been disappointed with quite a few candle companies' autumn range this year. So the Yankee ones, they're using the names and the labels to speak to me as an autumn candle, but when you sniff them, they don't remind me of autumn. I would choose things like Pumpkin Wreath, Autumn Leaves, Autumn Lodge over any of these any time, because they are more evocative of autumn. Goose Creek are leaning a lot towards food, which is great if you love food, or food scented candles. I can take them or leave them, really, so I'm not that excited. I've got some of their new Firefly candles coming, which I will review later. Colonial candles haven't really excited me. I think there's raisin cookies and moss, which just doesn't excite me. The only company so far which I'm thinking, wow, I can't wait to try those, is Kringle. They have just released daylights of their new autumn fragrances, and I've got some coming, so once again I'll review those when they come. And all of their scents are quite intriguing. I'm not getting them all because there are a few foodies which I'm not bothered about, but there's things like lumberjack and pumpkin sage, which I find quite interesting. So I'm excited about those. Everyone else's, they have not got me excited, so I'm a little bit disappointed this year. Autumn isn't working out for me. I can only hope that Christmas will do. So that's it for now. There will be another review some point soon. I hope not. You don't have to wait too long. I'm very sorry for the delay. Summer's here, and so I'm constantly out and very rarely at home. So hopefully with the cold weather coming soon, I don't know how soon it's going to come, but once the cooler weather starts settling in, I might be inclined to do more videos. So thank you for watching this one. I hope you like it. Please feel free to ask any questions, and I will see you very soon. Bye bye.